Hello, my friends, and thank you very much for being with me again today. I told you so. Again and again. It was not hard, obviously. We all might have thought about it. And this is what? The Russians could move nuclear weapons in Nicaragua, Venezuela, or Cuba. They're talking about it out in the open. Now, let me show you. I have here an article from Russia Today. And I also will show you some videos that I made maybe 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, regarding the same issue. And a map. We're going to discuss how we have a Russian MP talking about, you know what, let's move them to these three countries. And it's not a coincidence. Let me show you. Russia Today, 29th of January 2024. This is the revised title. I will show you the original title. Put nuclear weapons in Cuba, Russian MP says. This right here. See this guy? And it says Alexei Zuravlev has suggested that Moscow should deploy missiles in quote-unquote friendly countries. Okay, well, that's one. Now let me show you how I got this article about an hour ago. Right there. It's Russia Today. Move nuclear weapons closer to US. It's the same thing. What's over there? Venezuela, and then Cuba, and then Nicaragua. See that? It's the same thing. It's the same date. Move nuclear weapons closer. So we got that covered, right? We got it. They changed it, and they say only Cuba. Now let me tell you, or let me show you this beautiful thing. These are some of my videos that I made. This was in, let's say, May 2nd, 2022, right here. And I said, could Russia deploy rockets in Nicaragua? New Cuban Missile Crisis. And then I will read you what's behind that. But this one is the same. Putin will mirror NATO if troops are deployed to Finland and Sweden. Let's start with this one. I'm going to go. Finland and Sweden. Nicaragua, Cuba, Venezuela. That's exactly what I said. Why? Too obvious. And I'm going to show you again. I'm going to show you the other video that I made. But I have to make a little bit of a change here. Let me show you in a second. Right there. So that was the first one in the 6th of July 2022. Remember, it's 2 years or 1 year and a half ago. And this is the other one. Could Russia deploy rockets? Let's see what this one is saying. So this one is saying this one, could Russia deploy rockets in Nicaragua, the Cuban Missile Crisis, possibly in Cuba or Venezuela. So two videos, and this was what? More than two videos I made. It was what? In May 2nd, 2022. Two videos I made saying that these guys will do that eventually. When they reach that point, that is the end of the game, because the Americans will not allow that. Therefore, we're going to say, wait a minute. You said you're going to bring weapons to Great Britain, nuclear weapons. This is what they talk about right now. Bringing again nuclear weapons into Great Britain. And I said, these guys are going to bring it to Kaliningrad or to those three countries, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Cuba. I have a map. We're going to read the article and let's go. I'm going to start with the article first. Right here. Russia should place its nuclear weapons in friendly countries, end quote, near the US in response to Washington's alleged plans to move its own tactical arms to Europe. Lawmaker Alexei Zuravlev has suggested. Remember, if you can do it, so can I. Oh, I can't? Says who? You see, that's the problem with the big, strong countries. That's why Al Capone doesn't want competition, because he's losing, or at least has to share. The lion doesn't like to share, and Al Capone is a lion. The problem, there are some other lions on this, I was about to say plantation, on the savannah. The problem is those lions were playing ball, and right now they don't want to play ball. Why? Because this lion wanted to pull a Gaddafi on one of the lions, which is Putin. And Putin said, yeah, okay, let's put some buttons to show you how things are done in East Asia, South America, Central America, and Africa. And we're going to queue up, including Europe. And these guys are trying. And in the Middle East. Do you think the Russians have nothing to do with the Middle East? I strongly doubt that. His comments came after the Telegraph reported on Saturday that the US is looking to deploy its nuclear weapons in the UK for the first time in 15 years. And they were upset because the Russians deployed missiles in Belarus, next door in the Belarus. And the Americans were like, oy vey, you can't do this. But they had deployed on 7 locations in Europe in 5 countries, if I remember correctly. Either 6 or 7 locations, 5 countries. The Americans. The Russians dared to do it once, and these guys were like, oh my God, it's a threat, imbalance of power. What are we going to do? You want to bring it to Great Britain? Okay, my boy, we're going to bring it in those 3 countries. What are you going to do? What's going to do? Probably this Ukraine war is going to be stopping just like this. You'll see. As I always said, the Russians should have put certain things on the table, carry a big stick, and speak softly. Remember Teddy Roosevelt? The same here. They should have spoken softly and say, see this big dick right here? Big stick. Big dick right here on the table. This is gonna smack you, beach slap right now. So this is what's gonna happen. One bullet from you or your allies goes into Ukraine, and that big dick is gonna go straight in your mouth. And let's see what do you think the Americans would have done. Oh yeah, I like actually too. So yeah, send everything. Bring it on. Bring it on. I think that's the way they would have been. All right, let's move on here. In a post on Telegram, Zuravlev, who is first deputy chairman of the Russian Parliamentary Defense Committee and leader of the Rodina Motherland Party, pointed Rodina. Oh, that's how it's called. The Rodina. I know the word from that. My favorite national anthem, which is the Bulgarian one, sang right, and then the Russian one. who knew, right? All right, and then Rodina, and I know someone told me, yeah, that's motherland. Pointed out to Britain has its own nuclear weapons and that the US has already deployed part of its atomic arsenal to several European countries close to Russia. These guys, they don't care. Do you want to be logical with Al Capone? Are you crazy? He's going to shoot you and then ask you a question. And I'm quoting, therefore, it's unlikely that additional deployment of nuclear weapons to the UK would have an effect on the military political landscape. This guy said. I have a problem reading this guy's name. Zuravlev. Nevertheless, the politician suggested that Moscow should consider deploying its own nuclear weapons closer to the US and send them to friendly countries like Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. Okay, Matilda, in the song Matilda, what was his name? Harry Belafonte. Matilda, she took me money and around Venezuela. Pa! Da, da, da. Beautiful. Especially the way I sang it. Now, Zuravlev admitted, however, that weapon systems have made a big leap. Like, oh my God, this is like big leap of Mao Zedong in the 70s. Holy moly. In the years since the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, and I'm quoting, Russian hypersonic missiles launched from our territory would reach the US faster than subsonic ones launched from the American underbelly. The MP wrote, yeah, but you can have submarines closer. Why do you need to deploy them in those states? Bring the submarines, nuclear weapons there. You don't need anything else. I'm going to show you the maps. Do you think I don't have it? Ha! Ha! It was just a tease. He also pointed out that Russia has strategic aviation as well as a vast arsenal of, thank you, submarines stationed in unknown locations. I know where they are. I know where their arsenal is. Right here on this globe somewhere. Undisclosed locations. Around the world's oceans. We have ways to respond to any encroachments by the US and NATO, which it controls. The Russian Foreign Ministry has previously warned that Moscow would be forced to enact compensatory countermeasures in the event that the American nuclear warheads return to Britain. Russia has also repeatedly accused the West of fueling tensions in Europe and has cited NATO's continuous eastward expansion as one of the root causes of the Ukraine conflict. We all know it. Who doesn't know that, I don't know, is a tard, let's put it this way. You should know that by now. Now, you can ignore it, but you must know it. You ought to know that. You don't like it, that's a different story. But Anyway, that's the minimum. This is like in order to run, you need to stand up first. That's the same. And then walk, and then a jog, and then sprint. The same here. If you don't know that, go and watch, I don't know, Ben Shapiro or something. Let's move. Russia, however, has vehemently denied any plans to invade neighboring European countries. Okay, let's go here. Map. This is the United States of America right here. Okay, we don't have the, or we have the Alaska, and we have also the Hawaii Islands. So one of the countries, this is Cuba right here, right? Okay. The yellow thing is Venezuela right here, without half of Guyana yet. And then you got Nicaragua right here with yellow again. Yellow, mellow. Pop, pop, beep, pop. How's that? Bermuda Triangle is right here. Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, right here. Now, it's not hard to defend these ones, because if you put your defense systems right here, they're going to intercept everything, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure they have them, but nevertheless, with a submarine lurking around the coast here, or on the coast here, they can fuck everything up if they want. So it's not a big deal, but we'll see. What do you think will happen? I'm pretty sure the Americans will be all of a sudden offended and threatened, and will tell their baboons, and the baboons are gonna be, honey, did you buy the toilet paper? Buy it all. Don't forget to use the masks. Are you vaccinated fully? Up to date? I thought so. Man, the land of the free, the whatever of the brave, maybe 50 years ago. There are some reminiscence of those people around. I met some of them. But like in any society, the cowards are more numerous. That's why they like democracy. Because any coward, any imbecile, has the same value as an intelligent, knowledgeable, strong, courageous person like you. All right, my friends. So this is going to be just a threat. The Americans are going to be like, oy vey, what are we going to do? We're going to fuck you up like we did in 1962 or something, whatever. We're going to do this to you. What did you do? You got your missiles, your nuclear missiles out of Cuba in 6 months. The Soviets didn't even bring their missiles, nuclear weapons over there. Oh, we caught them. And that's why they placed them on top of their ships. So these baboons can, allow me to report. We got a... And the Soviets are, did they see it? Yeah, they see it. Okay, the baboons got the banana. Now they're gonna look around, inspect it. Oh, fuck, man. Thank you very much for being with me again today, my friends. When I started this video, I was not in a good mood. I wasn't like, oh, okay, whatever. But it seems like something happens over there. But the Russians could deploy, but I don't think they will deploy. They're just gonna use this to aggravate these imbeciles. The problem is with imbeciles out there, they're going to fuck us up. That's the problem. Because based on those statements, these imbeciles can say, hey, everybody, home. And when you hear a boom and you see that light, maybe when you see the light and you don't hear the boom, if you hear the boom, it's too late. You see the light, go underneath your desk, okay? Like you were taught in the 1950s. Against an atomic bomb attack. Jesus Christ. And the kids were like, yeah, teacher, we're going to go up there. Down there. So the Russians will just aggravate them, that's all. They're not going to deploy. They could. I think they will deploy somewhere else. They will deploy to Kaliningrad faster than to Venezuela, Nicaragua, or Cuba, but not impossible. And why not? You got the Chinese who also want something in Cuba, and not only. So they could come over, Red Rover. And what is the United States going to do? Well, you come in my neighborhood, I'm going to come to your neighborhood. Up to a few, I don't know, years, we didn't do that like this. And we let you fuck us up. And right now it seems like, well, you want to pull a Gaddafi on Herr Putin? Or you'll see. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.